"You think that uniform scares me, boy? Hands where I can see 'em." Those words, spat with venom at a decorated black military general during his own brother's funeral, became the spark that lit a national fire. General Marcus Hayes stood in solemn salute, paying final respects to the man who had run into flames to save others when the funeral was hijacked by hate. A white police officer, Dale Simmons, burst through the grieving crowd, weapon drawn, shouting commands not at a threat, but at a hero. With a trembling gun aimed directly at Marcus's chest, the ceremony crumbled into chaos. But Marcus didn't flinch. He didn't yell. He didn't even lower his hand. His calm presence under the barrel of a loaded weapon exposed everything wrong with the system in a single moment. His silence roared louder than the officer's threats. This was no random stop. This wasn't a mistake. It was the face of prejudice disguised as protocol, happening in front of children, veterans, and a casket. The moment was caught on camera. Within hours, it exploded online. 22 million views in a day. Hashtags like Chakras Salute the General and Justice for Marcus flooded social media. People were horrified, not just at the act itself, but at the context. A high-ranking military general in full-dress uniform mistaken for a threat because of the color of his skin. This wasn't about fear, it was about disrespect, about the refusal to see a black man as worthy of honor, even with medals on his chest. Behind the headlines, Marcus Hayes had a story. A son of a janitor and a schoolteacher, he rose through the ranks by grit, courage, and a relentless sense of duty. He served 2 tours in Afghanistan, led rescue operations in hurricane zones, and risked his life to expose corruption in military supply chains. He earned everything. And yet, none of it mattered in that officer's eyes, not the stars on his shoulder, not the flag he fought for, only the skin he wore. 3 days later, Marcus stood in court, not to demand vengeance, but justice. With composure forged in battlefields, he addressed the judge. "I've faced insurgents overseas, but nothing prepared me for the cold steel of a gun aimed at me while mourning my brother, not by an enemy, but by one of our own." The courtroom fell into stunned silence. People who had never experienced racism firsthand suddenly saw its brutal intimacy. And Officer Simmons? He showed no remorse. He stood by his excuse. He felt threatened. But the truth spoke louder. Records showed Simmons had 5 prior complaints for racial profiling, 2 settlements, 1 suspension, and every single one had been buried, overlooked, or dismissed. Until now. Prosecutors built a case not just on assault with a deadly weapon, but on the violation of civil rights. For the first time, a line was drawn, and the jury listened. Guilty. The judge, her voice shaking with restrained fury, delivered the sentence: life in prison without parole. "You pointed a weapon not just at a man, but at the ideals he represents. You disgraced the uniform you wore and the badge you carried," she said. Justice, long denied to so many, finally had a name and a face. Marcus didn't cheer. He didn't smile. He simply approached Simmons, looked him in the eyes and said, "You never saw me. You saw what you feared. That's what nearly killed me." That moment became history. Marcus went on to create scholarships for children of first responders, regardless of race. He began speaking at police academies and military installations, urging reform, pushing conversations no one wanted to have, but everyone needed. His name became a symbol not just of survival, but of standing tall without striking back. Because justice doesn't always shout. Sometimes it simply refuses to step down. This wasn't just about a cop and a general. It was about a country choosing what it wants to be. A nation that honors all its heroes, or one that silences them under suspicion. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and hit that like button and drop a karma in the comments below.